Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Felicia. Today's video is going to be short and sweet, or at least I hope it's going to be short and sweet. As content creators, we say that, then you have like a 20-minute plus long video, but that's not the case here. Short and sweet today. I'm going to show you guys how I propagate my Ficus elastica burgundy, my burgundy rubber tree. That tree, well, let me start by saying, I live in New Jersey, and I know a lot of you guys also live in New Jersey as well, and in other areas of the country. We've been experiencing a heat wave that has been on and off for the past several weeks. The feels like temperature has been in the triple digits, and if you're a plant parent, if you've had any of your plants outside, then you already know our plants have suffered. My family and I just came back from a week-long vacation, and the first thing I did when I returned was I went straight outside to check on the status of my plants. First of all, I shouldn't have left them outside, so that was my fault. But I came back, my plants were scorched. One of them, my Ficus elastica ruby, I actually had to unfortunately get rid of that one because that one was scorched beyond repair. That plant just looked like it had gone to the desert for the past week. My aloe plant, that one has a few stems that have browned, and my burgundy rubber tree, that one has quite a few leaves that have been scorched. Now, technically, I can't just clip off the leaves that have been scorched and leave the plant as is, but I have been thinking about propagating that plant recently just because I feel like some of the stems are very, I don't want to say leggy, stemmy, leggy, whatever. So I'm going to cut all the stems that have some healthier leaves and just propagate them and just start over from scratch. My preference is for the plant to be nice and bushy versus tall and leggy. So when you see the plant, I'll show you guys shortly, you'll see what I mean. It can definitely be trimmed. I can just simply cut off the scorched leaves and keep it pushing. But again, I would rather just chop it up, propagate it, and start from scratch. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys that shortly. I've been propagating my Ficus elastica taniki that I once had. I've been propagating that one now for the past few months, and although that tree does take a very long time to propagate, it is possible. I'll insert a clip of what that taniki looks like. As you can see, it has quite a few leaves on there, big healthy leaves, and there's even one coming in the center, and there's quite a bit of roots on that plant. So it has taken some time for the roots to grow, but once it did grow, it pretty much took off. So I'm hoping to have the same luck with the burgundy tree. The burgundy propagation will have a lot more stems than my Ficus elastica taniki. My taniki, it actually just had the one stem in the plant. But the burgundy rubber tree, I'll be able to clip several stems, pot it all up, well, not pot it, but pot it up into a mason jar with water and propagate it from there. You'll probably notice in the video I will be wearing a mask on and off just because I'm not feeling well, I'm a little under the weather, and I want to avoid getting the other members of my family sick. I am feeling okay, you know, physically. Obviously, I'm well enough to film a video, but again, my videos will continue to be sporadic because in addition to me nursing myself back to health, you know, we also have a lot of exciting changes going on. So things are just pretty chaotic right now. Exciting but chaotic, but continue to watch. If you guys have any questions, leave them for me below in the comments. Let's jump into the video. So here is my burgundy rubber tree, my Ficus elastica. Doesn't look too bad from this angle. I mean, it's a little dusty because it's been outside, of course, especially for the past week. But once I turn it around, then you're gonna see what I'm talking about as far as scorched leaves. Take a look at this. I was so shocked when I came home and saw this. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do to my poor plant baby? This plant has been in direct sun. Now, I'm not in a south-facing window/sun situation. My balcony only gets maybe 3 to 4 hours of direct sun each day. But as you can see, the sun, as I mentioned, has been so intense that this is what has resulted in leaving my plants outside. So now I'm just going to start trimming the stems. As I mentioned before, technically I can just trim off those burnt leaves and just leave it as is, but I'd prefer to just propagate them, start over with a bushy plant. Now, I want you guys to see very closely. I know it's a little difficult to see with the white napkin, but rubber trees, whenever you cut a leaf or cut the stem, it would release a white sap. Please note that sap is extremely poisonous and dangerous. You don't want to get it on your skin and your eyes and your mouth. So technically I should be wearing gloves. I should be wearing gloves, but as you can see, I'm not. So don't be like me. If you're going to cut the leaves or the stem from a rubber tree, please wear gloves and handle with care. This is what I have remaining. I'll keep this for now because there's nothing wrong with these smaller leaves. I believe there's maybe like one or two that have the scorched leaves on there, but I'm just going to set it aside for now and continue working on my propagations. Next, I'm just going to rinse off the cut edge of these stems, again, just to make sure that sap is completely gone. Usually you want to make sure it dries out completely or wipe it off, just because, again, it's poisonous, so no need to propagate that poisonous sap along with your new leaves. So I'm just rinsing it all off and setting it aside. And then next you're going to see me fill up this mason jar that I have here with some water, and then I'm just going to set each of the stems inside. And apologies for this angle. I didn't realize I cut off an entire portion, like you can barely see things, but I think you get the gist of what I'm doing here. The last thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to clean off each of the leaves. Again, because they've been outside for so long, they have gotten a bit dusty. And I'm just using a little bit of Dawn dish soap with some water, and I'm going to shine each of the leaves. And here is the final product, my propagated burgundy Ficus elastica, also known as the rubber tree. It looks really cute. I think it came out great. I'm hoping that this would prove to be a successful propagation. There's probably maybe 5 to 6 stems in there. I'll list the correct amount on the bottom there so you guys can see, but there's a good amount of stems to produce a nice full new tree. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!